All right, it is 2:27 and it is very a.m. I can't seem to get the lighting right when it's this early in the morning. You know, it's dark, everybody's asleep. I guess I could turn all the lights on in the garage, but just try to show off my muscles. Yeah. So, I'm on week 4 of the Candito 6-week strength program, and it really should be renamed the Candito Squat Until You Collapse and Die, and oh yeah, throw some deadlifts in there program. That's really what it should be renamed to. Bench, yeah, lots of bench. I guess if you were struggling with any one lift, this program would suck ass. So it's like squat, pepper in some deadlifts, bench, rinse and repeat. But today's the day. Today's the day to see if I can test out my theory, my little light bulb moment. I didn't think I was opening up my hips when I was hitting the bottom, and it worked. I was able to bury my working sets. Now, arguably, I didn't go quite as heavy. I only went up to 520 pounds. But, yeah, I'll be honest with you, I don't know, man. It's been a lot of volume getting up to this point, a lot of junk volume, and I probably needlessly wore myself out, and I'm going to say it so the whole world can hear it. Prophet Fear, you were right. I was wrong, okay? Everybody heard that, right? Anyway, I told him I would. He did the "I told you so" thing, and I said I don't mind admitting when I was wrong. You were right the whole time. I wasn't listening. Unfortunately, it's probably a little bit too late. You can't really go back and reverse things. You can only move forward. And I still got a couple of weeks to get it dialed in. Really, now it's just greasing the groove. And my next squat session is going to be pretty heavy, so that's going to be really telling. But honestly, like the way I've gone to every competition is I've really just hammered on the openers. What am I opening with? And then from there, depending on how well that moves. So it's a funny thing that happens when you go to a competition, and this is what you guys that don't compete miss, what you don't understand. People say, who cares about powerlifting? Who cares about heavy lifting? There's a phenomenon that happens when you train all alone by your lonesome, or you're in a commercial gym chucking weights around in the corner. Everybody's looking at you like you're the weirdo. When you go to a competition, you see all your friends and all the people you haven't lifted with in a long time, and they're all there ready to compete. There's an energy. It's an atmosphere. And it makes the hairs on your arms stand up, and you get amped up. And sometimes when you get on that platform, you could barely contain yourself. It's like you had 7 energy drinks and you're just amped. And most competitions, the weights just fly off the ground. I don't know, it's something you have to experience. You really do. And I suggest anyone that's doing powerlifting for hobby, for fun, just find a local meet and enter it. Go do it. You might not know a lot of people the first time, but I'm going to tell you something. The first meet, I didn't know anybody. As a matter of fact, I was the only one on my team that first meet that competed. So, because I remember Alan said that if you're going to train with us, you have to compete. He entered me into a meet. We got a singlet and all that. And nobody else from my team was competing that day. They had already done competitions or whatever, so I was the only one that going. So when I showed up there, I didn't know anybody. And a lot of the nicest people that I have met and have long-lasting friendships with, that first day, they looked psychotic to me. This one girl was tatted from her forehead to her feet, and she looked like she was ready to just start stabbing people. And she's a sweetheart. She's awesome. She's one of the coolest people I've ever met. This other dude, I remember this big man. He was huge. And I remember between deadlifts, I watched him laying on the ground, and he ate an entire package of Oreo double stuffed cookies. I'm watching this guy just stuff his face with Oreos, and I'm over here like, I got a reasonable little meal. I got a sandwich and some chips and I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Should I be like pounding donuts down? I'm watching all these people just cram their faces with like boxes of donuts and cookies, and just like it was weird. And then I watched him get up there, and he ripped like 600 or 700, somewhere between 600 and 700 pounds off the ground. And me being my first meet, I'd never seen anything like that, not even remotely close. For his weight, like he wasn't a super heavyweight. He was probably about 240 pounds, if I recall. And I was mesmerized. I couldn't believe it. But the thing that, on top of that, what kept me coming back was they knew I felt awkward. I was just kind of over in the corner trying to like work my way in to warm up, and I felt odd. Just like, hey, can I get in here to? And they're like, yeah, come on in. And then, next thing you know, they're asking me about me. I don't know, where are you from? Oh, you live here? Oh, that's awesome. And there's a lot of people that weren't from Vegas. And next thing you know, they got their whole life story, and we're all bestest of friends. And by the end of the meet, it was like I'd known these people my entire life. And you can't get that. You can't. That's what you guys are missing, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. The competing part of it, you do it twice a year, maybe, unless you're a psycho. I'm kind of borderline. There's guys that do more, but that's, rough 2-3 times a year is all you do. And that 2-3 times a year, you spend, 13 to 18 weeks grinding your body down, beating yourself to shit. And the closer you get to the meet, the more you think, like, oh, I'm never not going to make it. Your body's starting to fight you. You're getting to that state of overtrain, and you're doing all those things, and you have those sleepless nights where you wonder, like, why are you doing this to yourself? And then the day comes, and it all changes. It all like culminates. It's even on the meets where I did bad, where I didn't live up to expectations. I still, just connecting with all those people, it's still memories that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's something you just have to experience. So this competition brings me full circle, and I'll tell you what I mean. So the first day I walked into this Express Fitness in Henderson with my good friend Stephen Provost, and he will be competing at this meet. Haven't seen him in a long time, and I haven't competed with him in a very, very long time. Him and I were bro lifters. We went into this gym, and we were just chucking weights around, and we watched these guys competing in the corner. Well, they were training powerlifting in the corner. We didn't know what they were doing. And I just simply went up to the guy that was training him. His name's Alan A. Ertz. He passed away, God bless him. And I simply asked him where he got his shoes from. I'd never seen lifting shoes before. And this guy held me hostage for an hour, and he told me his life story. And before the conversation was over, somehow him and Steve and I agreed to train with these guys. Like, I don't even know how that happened. He basically said, yeah, I've been watching you two, and you guys, you're strong, but you're going to hurt yourself. You really suck at lifting, basically. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We would work out in proximity to them and sort of try to like kind of mimic what they were doing. And what I didn't know is they were sort of watching us, and they were like, Jesus, look at these two. What the hell are they doing? Oh, Steve, man. You were there. And Steve and I started training with them on Mondays and Wednesdays. And next thing you know, we're both competing. Steve's a referee for the USBA. And he contacted me. He's the one that reached out and said, hey, I'm going to be competing in March. And I just got done with Worlds, and I'm like, I can't not go. Like, absolutely. So now we're here. We're both training together. He's doing the 6-week with me. His wife's training. She should be lifting too, I believe. And it's going to be awesome, man. It's like a reunion. It's where it all started. Him and I walking into that little gym, just agreeing to train with these guys. And now here we are 10-something years later. And we're going to do it again one more time. And that's the main driver, the main motivation behind me competing. Because realistically, after Worlds, I was pretty much kind of done, man. That really just beat me. That whole thing, the way the whole thing went down, it was just a disaster. But I have a chance to redeem myself. I really do. I'm going into this, and things are looking really good. They're bad, but they're good. You know what I mean? I'm not injured. Everything's working. All my lifts are stronger than they were at Worlds. Steve's looking good. He's been sending me his videos. We're going to do this thing. And I can't wait. And I hope you guys are there with me. You know what I mean? It's going to be awesome. I got to get to work. I will see you guys on the battlefield. Hey, if you got anything out of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Love you guys.